Now it's time to take a deep dive.
Thank you, Slick Mick. How deep is your dive?
How deep? Tell us, how deep?
We're going to dive real deep. This is Sizzler and the fall of the buffet. But we're going to talk about a few things here. There's quite a bit to cover. And I really think we're going to have a good time talking about it. But our guts are having a pretty bad time dealing with the buffet.
The buffet pizza. Oh, rough.
Anyway, nevertheless.
It's great. But yes, the 90s were a great time to grow up. There was such a huge array of all-you-can-eat buffets. But let's throw back to how the buffet came to Australia. So the idea of all-you-can-eat dining took hold in the 1980s when casual restaurants began offering dishes people could essentially serve themselves. It wasn't just cheap, shitty takeaway, essentially. It was more a dine-in, relaxed setting that focused on a variety and quantity of different foods.
Exactly. And the king of it all...
the mighty
Sizzler from 1985 when it came along. Now, Sizzler first opened its doors, as I said, in 1985 in Brisbane, where we are. It was brought to Australia by Collins Foods, which had previously operated KFC and some other international brands. The concept was imported from the US, so I knew it was a US brand, where Sizzler was already known for the casual all-you-can-eat dining. And the restaurants offered a buffet salad bar, a steak and grill selection, pasta, soups, potato dishes, and the dessert station, everyone's favourite, the dessert station. We used to have a hack when we were kids. We used to go and eat all we could eat of the meal food, go and yak in the toilet, throw up for a bit, come back and smash dessert. It's genius, isn't it?
That's genius, yeah.
The model was designed to appeal to families, groups, and diners looking for variety and value, creating a one-stop casual dining experience. Hell yeah, it was. Bright, spacious interiors, casual seating, a friendly vibe made Sizzler perfect for weekends and family outings. Perfect for every fucking thing. Sizzler. Kids were drawn to the desserts and buffet freedom, as we said, while adults appreciated variety, affordability, and consistency of quality. The food was good.
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
You weren't just getting slop. It wasn't like, here you go. It was good food. By the 1990s, Sizzler had grown to dozens of locations nationwide, particularly here in Queensland, also New South Wales and Victoria, and it became synonymous with the casual buffet experience. School holiday lunches, right? Family dinners, weekend rituals, birthday parties, shit, you name it, we went to it. For many Australians, a Sizzler outing was more than a meal. It was a proper social event.
It was an event, yeah.
Absolutely.
You look forward to it. It's like, whoa, we're going to Sizzler in 2 weeks. And you got ready for it.
You starved yourself for 2 days to be ready for it.
Now,
leave some room. Now, beyond that food, Sizzler left a mark on Australian pop culture. The soft-serve machines, endless salad bar, and the hearty mains were very fondly remembered. Very fondly remembered right here in the Man Cave right now. And other generations, because it's just one of those things often referenced nostalgically, like we're doing now, in discussions of 80s and 90s dining. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah. So it really boomed in the 1990s. But Sizzler wasn't alone during that time, but it definitely was the standout. So other restaurants came along, which included venues like Valentine's and Lone Star. But they tried versions of the buffet and the grill format. So they were similar, but they had their own twist on it, essentially. But as I said, really, Sizzler was the standout because they covered everything. But Sizzler's self-serve salad bar, the cheesy toast, the dessert station became almost cultural shorthand for the era. So there was unlimited food, generous proportions, and a loud, lively dining room.
Yeah, but like again, as you said earlier, like all good things, it started to decline. And by the 2000s and the 2010s, several factors worked against this whole buffet model, which is such a shame.
It is a shame.
Changing tastes, like customers increasingly preferred specialty casual dining like cafes, sushi, pizza by the slice, like gourmet stuff,
Wankers,
and food courts. There were food courts, so you had all these options. Like it became a bit more, the landscape was different. Buffets were expensive to operate. They have to be, right? Food wastage was very high. Staffing was intensive and the margins were tight. Basically, there's also the real big problem, which came later, was the hygiene and the perception of the hygiene. Shared serving utensils and self-serve lines became less appealing over time, especially during health scares and most notably, of course, the Rona. In the post-COVID era, Wibbles, people just are not keen to touch stuff. They're scared they're going to get some sort of cold.
But we grew up in that time where you drop something on the ground, you ate it.
5 second rule. Yeah, and the 5 second could blow out. It could be 25 seconds.
Kids these days, I tell you, soft.
Yeah.
Which led us, unfortunately, to the end of an era, didn't it? It really led to the end of the Rona. Despite decades of presence, The last Sizzler restaurants in Australia closed by 2020. Bum, bum, bum.
Good.
The Collins Foods shutting the chain after declining sales and rising costs. So, as you said, high wastage and huge
massive
costs.
overheads.
Yeah, that's really what killed it. So the buffet as a staple of casual dining quietly slipped away. No fanfare, just doors closing.
Sad.
And you drive past and I remember there used to be Sizzlers there. And
now it's a medical centre.
Yeah, and you think, wow, the great times I had there, you know.
Yeah. Sad, isn't it?
Yeah, that 4-day-old salad sitting there brown, it was great. Loved it. Loved it. Let's trace this into the legacy. So Sizzler just didn't serve food. It shaped a generation's idea of what family dining could be, which is
absolutely
true for us.
yeah, absolutely
which is true for us.
Yeah.
Or you can eat salad bars, but nobody really wanted for that. Pasta on demand. Dessert stations with ice cream and chocolate mousse and all kinds of desserts.
We had a shit ton of it already today.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So unfortunately, as you said, all the Sizzlers are gone these days. Big meals, big proportions.
All gone.
The end of buffet chaos. It's gone.
There was a glimmer of hope.
There was.
Okay.
There was.
In July 2024, so a couple of years ago now, it's now 2026, can you believe? Sizzler made a nostalgic return to Australia with limited time pop-up events, including a one-night only restaurant set up in Brisbane on July 16th.
Sounds exclusive, doesn't it?
Yep, that's where famous cheese toast, salad and dessert bars were served again to sold-out crowds. Yep, later that month, the Coffee Club brought back Sizzler's iconic cheese toast, right, on its menu for a short period, evoking strong memories of the beloved buffet chain that originally closed in November 2020 after 35 years. Now, I missed out on this, but I did walk past it a couple of days later. And as I walked past where it happened, I was working in the city, and I noticed plushies, stuffed toys
plushies
of the cheese toast.
Oh.
Can you believe it? A
Should've
stuffed
gone
toy.
one.
Mate, I wanted to, but the doors were closed. Like, obviously the event had ended, and we just missed out. But pop-up Sizzlers, bring it back.
Bring it back, yeah.
Bring
Great
it
idea,
back.
yeah.
Bring it back.
Let's start a petition.
I bet there's about 20 of
Let's
them
put it to
online.
Alba. He's got nothing better to do.
Nah, he's not doing much of a job as it is, so we'll go and see if he wants Sizzler to come back. He probably doesn't.
Yeah.
He'd be that kind of guy,
He
right?
would, I think
so. I don't want to get something. What's a fly in my salad bar? Fuck off, idiot. Yeah. We've got a second part to deep dive.
Yeah.
Stick around. Hold on,
Yeah.
we're going to do it in a minute.
Something tells me I'm into something good.
Come and discover a light and tasty dinner special tonight at Sizzler. We've combined our famous all-you-can-eat soup, salad, pasta and dessert bars with a special light and tasty serve of steak or chicken or golden shrimp. And it's all for just $12.95 for a limited time at Sizzler.
Something tells me I'm into something good.
Yeah, there you go. That was a flashback, wasn't it? That commercial, crazy.
Oh, it was.
So good.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I was picturing myself there.
Oh,
yeah.
I wish. Look, we went to Pizza Hut like we've been saying, but I would have given anything to make it a Sizzler's. Sizzler was better.
You left nut? Would you give it
Oh, both actually,
Really?
probably. But you
Oh.
know what? We mentioned it before. There were some other buffet-style diners in Australia in the 90s, and one of the big key chains was actually called Valentine's.
Yes, it was.
And
I
not everyone
remember.
remembers Valentine's, but it is a bit of a throwback. It's a New Zealand-based buffet restaurant chain that expanded here into Australia in the 1990s, and it took over several former Sizzler locations in Queensland and New South Wales. So a few Sizzlers closed down, and they jumped in, and Valentine's took over. Now, despite opening around a dozen restaurants and being known for its colourful decor, roast meats, salad bars, and desert stations, desert buses, the expansion was short-lived. Rapid growth, financial losses, disputes with franchisees, and changing consumer tastes that moved away from that buffet, we mentioned it before, led to widespread closures in the early 2000s. The brand ultimately exited Australia completely, with former Valentine's sites repurposed into other businesses. It is a shame. And I remember going to Valentine's at Mount Gravatt when it was newly opened. It must have been not opening, but close to it. And there was a giant ice sculpture of a Cupid with the arrow. Valentine's, right?
Yeah, right.
It was starting to melt, I think, by that time. And they had the Love Heart candies in the packets. And when you'd come in, they'd give you Love Heart candies. There you go. That was my recollection of Valentine's. Long gone.
What a great memory that was.
Yeah, long gone.
Another one here, we've got... now, I only went to this particular restaurant maybe once or twice in my life, but it was the Lone Star. The steakhouse and saloon restaurants, if you remember those. So, Lone Star Steakhouse arrived in Australia in the mid to late 1990s, bringing its American Southwest themed dining experience of steaks, ribs, burgers, and really was at large, oversized proportions.
Huge meals.
American style, massive meals, right? Massive. Huge. So they expanded through Australia, mostly in, I believe, it was Queensland and New South Wales, to around about 24 locations around the country.
It's quite a lot.
It was, it was. But unfortunately, like a lot of these restaurants, rising operating costs, increased competitions, and of course a shift away from those large meals really started to catch up with Lone Star.
We wrecked it.
It was their demise. It really was their demise. So by the mid-2010s, Lone Star had closed its Australian locations, leaving the brand active only overseas, most notably in New Zealand.
I have very fond memories of Lone Star, and the Lone Star we used to go to, you'd walk in and they'd hand you a bucket, a metal bucket full of unshelled peanuts, and that was your appetizer before you ordered your meal, and you'd shell the peanuts and you just chuck the shells straight onto the floor. Straight on the ground.
Sir, WH&S.
No, you couldn't do that. What a nightmare that would be. Couldn't clean it up. Couldn't do it. So they stopped. They actually stopped doing that in the restaurants at some point. They were like, stop doing that.
You can't do that. Coming, I'm afraid.
And the staff used to boot scoot. They used to dance, do line dancing for people's birthdays, and I think even at one point it would just be like line dancing time. Like every 20 minutes, it'd be like a buzzer or something, and they'd boot scooting, baby, and you'd be that'll be dancing around.
I've got another great idea. Why not put really attractive women in like skimpy outfits, and they serve you, and they can do dances for you?
Oh, and it's something like maybe, I don't know, if you had like an owl as your mascot. I don't know what could that be.
Right,
I think there are hooters.
There is.
I think there is.
Okay.
I've got another. Just a thought. Well, it didn't work for Lone Star. It all went belly up. But I've got another one here that people out there, Queenslanders will know it. Big Rooster.
Loved it.
The Big Rooster. Yeah. How good's the logo, like you said before? The chicken specialists, man. They were. Founded in Australia in 1972 as a locally owned roast chicken, not the fried shit, roast stuff.
Roasted.
Quickly became familiar sight across several states in the 70s, 80s and the 90s. Known for its charcoal chicken, chips and gravy packs, Big Rooster positioned itself as a more traditional roast-focused alternative to the fried chicken chains, mainly the KFC, right? In late 1990s, declining sales and increased competition led to the brand being rebranded mostly to Red Rooster. We'll talk about Red Rooster a bit later. I remember them being around everywhere, and then all of a sudden, it was almost like overnight.
It was.
They were all Red Roosters.
It was, yeah.
There were a few around right up into, I think, the 2010s. There was a couple floating around. I remember getting this after footy training on the regular. Get the peas, the gravy, the chips, the mousse.
The little cups of mousse. Yeah, that's right.
It was awesome. Big Rooster. Right. And there's a few other ones, like Brody's is another one. It's still around, but Brody's is another chicken joint. You know, it started in Queensland in '87, I'm being told by Slick Mick. But it's around still, but it died a death as well. It's like Red Rooster and KFC are just the dominant two. But yeah.
The mighty
Rest
Colonel.
in peace, Big Rooster.
Rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah. Let's take us to our last one on the list. So, Faster Pasta. Not something I'm particularly aware of, but Faster Pasta was founded in South Australia in 1982. Great year. As a casual, family-friendly Italian restaurant chain offering quick, affordable pasta dishes. Through the 1990s and the early 2000s, it expanded across Australia, becoming a popular suburban staple known for its large portions, had a simple menu and fast service compared to traditional Italian dining. While the brand never fully disappeared, changing changing dining habits, increased competition again, and the rise of modern fast casual chains led to significant contraction in the brand. So
vanishing all the way.
Yeah.
Forgotten, isn't it? But I mean, I used to go to Faster Pasta quite regularly. Actually, we had one near where we used to live in some units in Mount Gravatt kind of area, and there was a Faster Pasta, and the food was really good, and you could eat in, take away. And when it says faster, I mean like obviously you're there for fast food. It wasn't that fast, but fast.
Instead of the usual 35 minutes, it was 25.
33. 33 minutes. Yeah.
33 minutes. Yeah, your time is up. Good sir.
We've dived pretty deep. We've been drowning, I suspect, maybe in pasta sauce. Listen, speaking of Italian though, as if we haven't had enough pizza today, Chris.
What is it?
We're going to go to a top 10. It's pizza time.
Oh yeah. Cowabunga.
Cowabunga, dude.